And we're back with one of our old favorite sounders, CQ, CQ, CQ. This is Stan, the radio man. That goes back to many, many years ago when I was a ham radio operator, and with Morse code we would tap out, CQ, CQ, which means we want to talk to somebody. And we would like to talk to them now. And that's true. We would like to talk with you and talk to you now. Here we go on the radio, but we also have the beauty of the new technology, which allows us to be on demand, and that you don't have to listen to me right now. You can listen to me anytime, and particularly perhaps through this coming weekend. Yes, it's a timely time for many things, including many transformations that might be coming, and supposedly, the threat that Donald Trump said that, hey, if the hostages aren't released when I am president, which is coming up Monday, there will be hell to pay. And so there is supposedly a deal. Well, now we're not sure there's a deal, or what really is the deal? Well, the art of the deal man will have to figure out how he is going to deal with the deal. But the question I'm asking is the one that perhaps got your attention. Is it time for Trump to give Israel the ability and permission to be the tough Jew with the gun at the top of the stairs? The ability to be the tough Jew with a gun at the top of the stairs. Well, hopefully I've got your attention, and I think you'll find it interesting, maybe a bit transforming, but as always, we want you to take whatever we have, think about it, reject it, enhance it, talk back to us, and perhaps find a way for you to think about something that's important to you, not just to the world, not to everybody else, but important to you. That's what this program is going to try to do, and it begins right now. Okay. Let me tell you the story behind the title. All right, as some of you know from my past performances, I've had the opportunity to live in many places around the world. And one of our favorite places to live was in the Netherlands, in Holland, just about 20 kilometers outside of the major city of Amsterdam, or Amsterdam, as the Dutch would more likely say it. And we had a wonderful experience there, working with international radio, an organization called Trans World Radio that was teaching people all around the world how to be broadcasters, faith broadcasters. Did some work with some friends at Radio Netherlands, and had a great experience being in contact with many of the folks at the BBC in London. So I've been around a bit with that kind of stuff in mind. But when we were in Amsterdam, something happened there that was kind of somewhat around the situation that was happening in other parts, particularly in the Jewish community around the world. And as many of you know, the story of Anne Frank is that this family, to get away from the coming Holocaust, hid themselves in the attic of the home right in downtown Amsterdam. And they were hiding there so they would not be caught or captured by the incredibly terrible SS and the Gestapo, who were rounding up Jews and putting them in places that were not very nice and not very good. And eventually they were putting them in places where they would be killed. We know that story. And the story, of course, is of Anne Frank somebody made a mistake, or somebody did something stupid, or something did something evil, and their location, their hiding place was given away, and the Gestapo came and went up the stairs to the attic and rounded them all up, and most of them perished in the concentration camps. That's what happened. Well, what this group was all about was they were saying, why did we do it that way? Why did we do it that way? And their point of view was that we, seeing Jews, we should have taken them down with us. And so there was the mention that when that Gestapo guy started coming up the stairs, some Jew should have been there with a gun and blowing them away. Bang, bang, bang. Shoot them. Shoot them. Well, of course, you know what's going to happen. What's going to happen is the Gestapo is going to shoot back. And, of course, that means probably some of the Jewish people in the hiding place are going to be hurt, maybe killed too. And they said, of course, we know that's going to happen. But it's going to happen anyhow. So you know what? Take a few, maybe take a goodly number with you. Kill them. Shoot them. And that's why they were protesting, because they said, we as Jews can't let people do this to us. We can't stand in line and go humbly and quietly into the places where people are trying to kill us. You know, we have to revolt. We have to fight back. We have to try and kill them before they kill us. And so that was the part of the protest, and that's what the line was. They said, you know, if every Gestapo thug, every time he got up in the morning to go and do his dirty work, if they knew that 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them were not going to be able to go home that night or go back to the barracks, because in their work of killing Jews, we would have killed a number of them. And you know what? Maybe they would have stopped trying to kill us if they knew that we were going to fight back, that we were going to kill them too. And that's what the protest was about, you know. And so everybody had a lot of mixed feelings about it, but that was the story that came out of that. And of course, part of that is what has motivated the strong response of never again. And so what we have seen is that in the years that have happened in Israel, they're tough. You know, the Israeli Defense Force, and as some Jews would say, we misnamed it. It's not just for defending us. We should go on the offense. We should stop waiting for them to attack us and then fight back. We should go get them before they attack. And of course, there were some ways that was kind of done, but primarily it was a defensive action when what happened just in October of the past year, the Hamas ravaged into Israel, and they didn't attack Israeli soldiers. That would have been even more suicidal. They didn't attack Israeli armed forces. They attacked innocent civilians and children and people, men and women and old people. Well, of course, the Israeli Defense Force reacted powerfully, and they have kept doing it, but continually. There have been people, both obviously the pro-Palestinians, but obviously even some of the forces of, we're for them, but be careful. Don't cause too many casualties. Don't do everything. Don't, in effect, wipe them out. Let's have a ceasefire. Let's see if we can have peace. and see if we can try again. And of course, what recently has happened is that Netanyahu and the Jewish leadership has said, no, this time we're going to get them. We're going to get them. We're going to wipe them out. As we would have said, as we in America did say during the Second World War, unconditional surrender. Lay down your arms. You're going to die or you're going to go to jail, but you're done. You're not going to hurt us anymore. Well, some people are saying, and again, we don't know whether this, quote, deal is going to hold, but I'm wondering if perhaps what might happen is that now that Joseph Biden will be gone, and he's been the one who's been encouraging some of the let's be careful movement, will Trump actually say to Netanyahu, go get them. Kill them all. Get them. Wipe them out. No matter. Make sure they can't ever do this again. And so that's what we're going to find out. Trump said there will be hell to pay if the hostages are not released. And I think he means that. As I would say, Trump is like Mr. Spock. He said, Vulcans don't bluff. If Trump said that, there's a good chance he means it. And they certainly believe that he means it. And so this will be an interesting Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, to see in the transfer of power, will there be a real transformation in the attitude which will say, again, never again, and never again, go get them. In effect, will they say, be the tough Jew with the gun at the top of the stairs. That's the story, and I share it with you. I would love for you just to think about it and process it and say, and does that have any ability for us to understand how we should oftentimes not wait for things to happen, but we should take the actions, that we should be brave and bold and not just play defense, not just be reactive, not just be responsive, but to transform ourselves into those people who make it happen. And as I say, one of my favorite words is Issachar, and that's a word from the old Jewish Hebrew scriptures. And it was said that the people who were called Issachar, they understood the times and they knew what to do. They understood the times and they knew what to do. And that's a real prayer and a plea for wisdom for all of us, all of us. At the same time, we have to remember that the Jewish flag has what on it? The Star of David. Yeah. And remember, David was the warrior king. He was the warrior king. Maybe the state of Israel should think about what that might mean as their destiny and their entire existence is, of course, threatened. The Iranians have said the goal is clear. We're going to get rid of Israel, and then we're going to get rid of America. Well, what are we going to do? Thank you for listening. This has been 15 minutes. My opinion, my thoughtfulness, hopefully not my anger and stupidity, but just simply saying is sometimes you have to make hard choices to do hard and tough things. What does that mean for you? In 25, let's thrive. Let's make it a point that we're not going to wait for the world to happen to us. We're going to be in a place and in a space where we begin to make our own world. In fact, perhaps make a different world so that we can thrive and flourish. Thrive in 25 and flourish in the future. Just some interesting ideas, maybe some transformational thoughts. I wish you all the best and blessings. Be bold, be brave, be courageous, and take action. Bye for now.